we talk Orioles a little bit?
Yeah, I was just going to end it. We'll go back to the Orioles. We'll deal with this off camera.
Go for it.
Well, this was a challenging off season for you. I mean, you had to see it coming. You're looking at Davis, Wieters, all this whole group. At some point in time, it's going to come to a head with contracts. So when did you start kind of looking at that? And I know you got Wieters back with the qualifying offer, but you had to seen this coming ahead of time, right?
Well, the great thing is our off-season's off to a good start. We got Wieters back, we got Darren O'Day back, it looks like, and we're moving on. We're still have some play on Chris, so we're excited about the way it started in the off-season. But we're not sitting around coveting a lot of other people's players. We like the people we have and the ones we have coming, but. I got a half full thought going on right now.
When you look at the East and you see Red Sox spend money, the Yankees always, spend money.
You're really trying to get me going here, right?
No, I'm just thinking.
Have no shame, Harold.
How do you battle that?
You know what? We got plenty of money. Our owner's been more than supportive of us, and that's not a challenge. I think the one that gets you more, it's not the David Prices, it's not where Greinke may get, it's the Chris Young contracts for the outfielder, for third or fourth outfielders where they go 2 times 6.5. The what ifs. That's the ones that the big spending clubs really kick the teams that aren't going to be able to do that. That's the one that hurts you. They're what ifs. They pay for them instead of coming out of their system like we have to.
We put this same disclaimer on our conversation with Rick Hahn. We're talking about the White Sox, and that is when we talk to you guys, a manager, a GM, there's a fine line between your response being completely honest and accurate and
perhaps lying.
Yeah. Well, I know that
talking cryptically.
We ask you about a position or a need, and you don't want to be disrespectful of the guy that played there last year. Right. So I know it's kind of a balance for you. But if there's a big picture way to say this diplomatically, what would be on the agenda here in Nashville if you're shopping, if it's strictly addressing a need from last year?
Well, you're right. Initially, from my perspective and the coaching staff's perspective, that if you start saying we have a need there, and you're sitting, say you have a need for outfielders, and you've got 6, 7 guys on your roster trying to make that club, what do they think they're meant to meet? I mean, we're always thinking about someone's going to recover from an injury, hit their stride, they're going to reach their potential, and that's our job. As far as a projection, so I try not to dwell in those things and basically present that publicly with our players, because I think about the weight my words and our coaches carry, and it's about the players. I want to talk to the guys that are here. I want to stay in touch with Adam Jones and and all the people that this means so much to. Most importantly, our fans.
Right.
And I kind of like laying in the weeds a little bit.
And so in terms of the guys that you're bringing back, and I know that you're very excited about, I know I've heard you and your staff talk so glowingly about a player like Jonathan Schoop, who we really haven't reached the ceiling yet.
Well, John, the thing about, when you bring up young players in the minor leagues, the reason we brought Manny up a little early and brought John up is we knew that when they went through the periods of adjusting offensively, they were going to be able to impact our team every night defensively. And I don't think anybody turns a double play better than John Schoop, and he's a difference maker defensively. You look at what he's capable of offensively and the people we're able to surround him with. When you got a J.J. Hardy in between Manny and John, and I think John's good for Manny, Manny's good for John, and J.J.'s good for both of them. So I like that part of it. I know our pitchers really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Buck, you've been around long enough where you've watched this turnover with the sabermetrics, and you apply shifts and you do all the different things. How do you balance it? Because some teams are way out to the right, way to the left. How do you balance it?
Well, it's like politics here. Always try to stay somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
But there's a place for it. We all question things we don't understand, so I think one of the keys is to understand it. We had analytics, sabermetrics for dummies in spring training. We had all our guys come in and put it up there, and they all want to know what's the 300 batting average of WAR, what's the 300 batting average of WOBA, what's the 300 batting average of this. And once you explain it to them, they all go, oh, that's all it is? And there's never going to be a substitute for that knowledge of someone from a locker room or your contacts with another club that tells you things that you're not going to get from analytically. But that brings something, I use it to verify what my gut tells me. I feel doubly good if I'm looking at a guy, boy, he's got good swings off the left-handed pitcher, left on left. Let me look at him analytically and see if it backs up what my gut's telling me. But you can't have your gut developed by stat.
Right. And that I think is the challenge of front offices, understanding there is a flow and a gut. You got to allow that manager, particularly young managers.
I think more importantly, Harold, if players in the locker room know that they're being completely evaluated by a number, how can they embrace the team concept? If everything is about a number and they're just a piece of machinery that you don't look at from a human standpoint, because that's the difference in our game. We play 7 days a week for 7 months. You know, I chuckle when I hear a football coach say, you know, we just didn't seem to be ready to play this week. Man, you're playing 12 games. Come on. You know, so, and I know it's harder. There's some things that I get it, but that's the difference, and that's why you've got to blend all these things. And if you take one part of it and say, I'm not even going to listen to it, then shame on you.
Shameless cross-promotion for the network. We just, before you came on, we were talking about Lenny Randall. We've got a show coming up Friday about Lenny Randall being the most interesting man in baseball. Harold's former teammate. Did you ever spend any time around him? Did you have him anywhere?
No, but I've heard enough stories. That should be fun.
Are we losing out on personalities like Lenny Randall? I know your Billy Martin stories are so much fun.
I think what we've done some because of the music. Guys are so careful about what they say, and rightfully so. I tell our guys all the time, just think about what impact your words will have on your teammates, the fans, and the organization before you say something. But I don't want to suppress personalities. That's part of the love of it. You know, it's great. I mean, how boring would it be if everybody was that robotic? I mean, I have a belly laugh every day between Adam Jones and Matt Wieters and J.J. Hart. They're hilarious.
And Wayne Kirby.
Oh, my goodness. That's why I'm so protective of places where they can drop their hair and be themselves.
Yeah.
Whether it be our mode of travel, whether it be spring training. That's why spring training is so great, because you can really bond as a team.
Last thing, Buck, and we got to let you go, but this generation of I'm just going to play one sport. I know you have a tough time with that as well. What would a quick message be?
Shame on the parents. You know, don't let any coach do that. You know, if you're playing baseball 7, 8, 9, 10 months a year, shame on you. You know, the human body's not designed to do that. The shoulders, the joints, you need the time off. We've got guys that we don't want to pick up a baseball for 2 or 3 months. And these are professional athletes doing it for a living. And it's, you know, we're seeing more and more of 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old Tommy Johns. And they're walking around like it's a badge of honor. Are you kidding me? It's preventable. But have the guts to say no as a parent. You know, he's not going to do that. When I look at bios of players, the one common denominator, with some exceptions, is they're multi-sport athletes. You know, you only learn how to fall if you play football or baseball. It's unbelievable. If you look at guys that can't slide to big leagues, most of them are one-sport players that travel. And it's too expensive, too. If you're being charged that much to play the game of baseball, something ain't right.
Amen. That's good stuff. Buck, thanks for the visit. Thanks for the conversation. We always enjoy spending some time with you.
I know you have more, but I love it.
Buck Showalter joining us here in Nashville. Let's take a break. When we come back, Ken Rosenthal resets some of the top stories of the day. The waiters are out. I don't know if that guy's looking for change or if there's a fish out there that's caught his attention.
He's looking for that horse.
That was good.
I'd like to stay on that shot as long as possible to find out what he pulls out of there.
Golf balls.
We'll be back with more Hot Stove coming up next.